welcome to Ask the Experts. This is the place you come to get help with whatever professional issue you may be dealing with. Just go to our website at nacmbcs.org, click on Ask the Experts, and you can fill out the form. Normally, you'll get a written response from one or more of our panelists within a day. And then we'll take it on to this format, record it for future use, and all of these are stored on our website. So you can go there and check a lot of things out. We've been doing this now for over a year and a half, and so there's some good material there, and I urge you to take a look at it from time to time if you're struggling with an issue. So with that, we have a fun question this time around. Let's get started. So for this episode, we have an interesting question, and I'm turning again to our good friend Thea Dudley, and both of us sort of have the same reaction to the guy that's in here, but we'll keep our opinions to ourselves. The question goes something like this. We received a credit application in which the candidate of a brand new business not only signed their first and last name, but included a copyright emblem and, quote, all rights reserved without prejudice, unquote, on all of our signature lines. I politely responded back and asked this candidate to please resubmit their credit app with only their signature. I received an immediate response asking me to provide a lawful reason why we are requesting he changes his signature. Can you please advise, is there any harm in accepting this? We find this a bit troubling and concerning. This applicant opened a cash account with us recently as well. I had advised that he could continue utilizing his cash account if need be. So, boss, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I love that as long as we've been in credit, we still get stuff like this. People do some really creative and clever things that I may not understand, but it's like, honey, I'm a private industry. I don't have to have a lawful reason not to accept this. I just don't have to. It's like if I said all of our credit apps need to be signed with a heart over any I that's on there. It might be crazy. I might not have much business. It might seem ridiculous, but I don't have to accept any of my terms, conditions, or paperwork that is altered. I don't have any idea what all rights reserved without prejudice next to your signature means. And I don't want to be case law to find out what that meant, because that's where this would go, because it would be this account that went, downhill fast and you find yourself in court. So, publicly traded have a little bit of different rules that they go by, but even after talking to a couple attorney friends, they're like, yeah, you don't have to accept that. There's certain laws, you can't discriminate on race, gender, all of those things, but this all rights reserved next to your signature, there's no logical reason for it. So my question back is, because I'm curious, aside from just, telling the guy, we don't have to, I don't have to give you a lawful reason where we're not obligated to provide credit, we're private industry. I'm curious. I want to call the guy and go, so what gives? What's driving this? What are you trying to achieve? I want to see what he said. I'd be picking up the phone, asking him, hey, what's the deal? Why do you want this on here? And see what he says.
Well, I did follow up with the member that asked this question, and she hasn't heard much from him lately, which speaks to the fact it's a new company, and they do have him on this cash account if need be, quote unquote. And it doesn't sound like he's been buying a lot. So it may just be some guy getting started who's trying to pull all sorts of stuff out of the air to try and, get some help. But when I last spoke with our member, they hadn't heard much more from him. So this may be much ado about nothing, but I'm still curious to know where he came up with the concept.
I did have one guy sign our credit app, and he had a thumbprint next to his signature, and it was in red ink. And I hope it was red ink, because I don't want to think about, the alternative, but, he basically had a whole little paragraph with it that said he was a natural man born of a natural woman, and he didn't recognize laws of any state. And he only adhered to the laws of, his savior. Guy, you're gonna have
hard to argue with that.
It's like, I get it, me too, but if you're gonna buy here, we have another layer between us and the Lord. And I'm sorry, you're gonna have to adhere to paying your tax, your sales tax on stuff, we're not gonna fight that battle. We're not gonna take that bullet.
And I prefer to think that the Lord has a sense of humor in all of this kind of thing.
We have something bigger to worry about than this account.
Yeah, for sure. Particularly in this day and age. Okay, well, we'll call that one closed. And as always, thank you for your time. And we'll look forward to doing this again soon.
Always a pleasure, John. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, bye.